Sliding drill. Now, if you want to go quick, or you've been trying to go quick but you haven't been able to, this is probably what you're missing. This is one of the most important things you can add to your riding. Now, technique is important. It's bloody important, but it's not everything. In fact, it's only 1/3 of athletic performance. The other 2/3 are vision and the mind. And what this is things like hand-eye coordination, depth perception, rhythm, timing, feel, control, all these sorts of things. They come from up top. Our body position is very, very important. That's technique, but we need to work on the other 2/3 as well. And a great way to do this is with this sliding drill that I'm showing you here. Now, the reason for this is you can have perfect technique. Maybe you've been working on it for years, but your speed hasn't increased too much. Now, it's important that you've worked on the technique because that will allow you to go quicker and that will open the door. But then what you need to do, the most important bit, and I'm going to tell you what it is now, is letting your bike go. So getting comfortable being uncomfortable. This is really, really important. So what I mean by this is letting your wheels slide and letting your wheels drift. You can have perfect technique, but if your bike always maintains traction and anytime the bike slides or drifts just a little bit, you freeze up and you straighten and you don't continue on, then your speed will never increase. There are going to be times where your bike is going to move. It's going to get uncomfortable. It's going to dance around. It's going to slide on the exit of a turn. Maybe you're going to brake too hard into a corner and you'll feel the front wheel drift. Maybe that back wheel is going to drop over the top of a rut and you're going to have to drift and slide it around. When these moments happen, the rider with speed will continue and control the drift. They will let the bike slide, they will not get scared, they will not get deterred, and they will continue with speed or maybe even increase it. The rider that is not comfortable being uncomfortable, so they don't like it when their wheels drift, they don't like it when the wheels slide, and they aren't able to maintain some form of control while the bike's out of control, they will slow down, they will slow up, and they will either crash or they will not continue at a good speed. So a great way to learn this, rather than just cutting laps on the track and maybe getting better at what you already know, to really improve your horizons and improve your speed, you need to let the bike drift, you need to let it get away from you. So the way I like to do this is with this sliding drill. We set up 4 tyres in a square. Each one is around 20 to 30 metres apart. Ideally, you're on a nice slippery surface where the bike will slide and drift. And now what you want to do is you want to get a little bit of speed, maybe second gear, come in quick, lock that back brake up, and you want to try and slide your bike in so you land at 90 degrees in line with the next tyre. So you're essentially doing the turn, you are drifting your bike in under a controlled slide and you're trying to get a 90-degree turn. Now you'll drift it in, slide, stand the bike up, go to the next corner, slide, drift it in, stand it back up, slide, drift it in, stand it back up. If you can do this over and over again, you'll eventually learn you can actually control a slide, you can control the drift. Now this is not a back brake drill. We're not learning to lock the back brake up and slide. That's not the purpose of this at all, because that's actually not what you really want to do when you ride a motorbike. The purpose of this is to let both wheels drift and slide whilst you still feel in control. You're still directing it, you're still sending it where you want it to go. Now step 1 of this is letting the back wheel kick out and drift. This is cool, it's fun, it's important. But the really good part of this, the really good value, is getting that front wheel to drift as well. So kicking the rear wheel out and then steering and leaning with the front. So you will be able to actually turn your bike as you drift, and you can get 90 degrees moderately easily. And you can actually get all the way to a 180 if you're a really skilled rider. So once you've done a square pattern and you're able to consistently drift in at 90 degrees, take off, drift in at 90 degrees, take off, then you can make a triangle. And this will give you 270 degrees on each turn. So you'll have to drift it a little bit more. You'll have to get a little bit more comfortable sliding it a bit more than what you're used to. And then once you get good at this, you can actually just have 2 tyres and you're going to have to do a complete 180 degree drift at the end of each turn. Now, ideally, you'll practice this on all different types of surfaces: sand, hard pack, clay, in the wet, whatever it is. And it is not a perfect science, but the whole point of this is you need to learn to drift and slide your bike. This, I'll almost guarantee, if you've been riding for a long time and you're a bit of a perfectionist and you like to get your technique perfect, and when you look at photos of yourself, everything looks pretty good and pretty well in order, but you just don't have that raw speed, this is what you're missing. You need to learn to drift, you need to learn to slide. So this is step 1, set up a drill, have fun.